after the Festus Early Bird Invitational with Coach Bryant Wright, the distance and cross country coach here at Festus High School, and I didn't realize, but I guess you had a pretty successful high school career here, as you were mentioning before, and then also a successful career at SEMO, and have been now at Festus for quite a while, and had some great success for some great individuals and some great teams, and had a good fall this past fall, winning the boys title and taking runner-up with the girls. What tell me what it's been like coming back to your alma mater and helping kids that were, that you were in your position just a few years ago, to have success and enjoy the sport like you have.
Sure, yeah. It's a big honor to be able to, wherever you go, to be able to work with kids and trying to help them meet their goals, and actually try and have them realize that, there's things out there that they can do that they never thought they could do. And I've been pretty fortunate that, I've worked with some great kids, and they've been able to accomplish some of their goals, and quite a few of them are running. We had 7 starting the fall. We had 7 kids running Division I somewhere for cross country. So that's pretty exciting, because
right.
You're really affecting people's lives. And I think that's the big thing, is that you try and get these kids tuned into what they can accomplish, and then to be able to help them accomplish it, whatever it might be, whether being a state champ or just breaking 5 minutes or 6 minutes for a girl. That's exciting.
Yeah. What even just some great runners that you've worked with in just the last few years, whether it's Drew White or Alyssa, Allison, and what I think maybe it was Mr. White that said, somebody mentioned, the last of the Darnells are almost coming through. But tell me what that's like, working with families and working and helping multiple siblings along, and building those close relationships with those families.
Yeah, it's kind of neat. The Darnells, this is their fourth boy was on the state championship team last year. They had 2 girls and 2 boys, and so they have the different personalities. But then we have the Hunter boys that have come through, and the Allisons, and it's a lot of fun. Where the parents are, and what the parents want from their athletes, and it's kind of neat to see them accomplish things. And every one of them is so different, but and to have parents like that, and what they expect out of their kids, it's fun to be able to work with those type of kids and see them come along, and start them off as a freshman, and then see them as they're a senior. And every one of the Darnell kids have been part of a top 4 team, and 2 of them have been part of 2 state championship teams. So it's neat to see.
Yeah, and you mentioned this boys state titles, and kind of a bookend of state title in 2009, and then 2 runner-ups, and then we're able to capture another one this past fall. And but then I also know there's also been disappointment. I know the girls were pretty disappointed. Was it in 11 with coming up, with short and track to the MICDS
right.
Girls. But have you discovered any theory on how to approach kids once you get to state series time, where either you get in that top 4 and you make it, or you're done, or any thoughts on an approach to those type of situations where those kids are working hard, and any thoughts there?
Well, I know a lot of the kids that we work with and that I've worked with here, by the time they get to that level, they want to be successful. So you just got to work with them, and they're working hard, and you got to work hard to see what's going to fit for them, and let them know they're ready to race. And all I'm asking them to do is give 100% at the meets, and it'll be there. And so I guess probably the state series is kind of a mystery to every coach, and if someone's out there and they can give me some pointers, I'd like to know. But it's one of those things you got to just if they've been successful throughout the year, you just got to make sure that they realize that, hey, this is just another race, and let's be confident in what you can do. And if somebody's better than you, they're going to beat you, but they're going to have to run really hard to do that.
Right.
And so that's the big deal, I think. And and make sure that you don't make it too big of a deal. And and even some of the younger kids, they really don't have a concept of what's going on. So if you kind of don't low key it a little bit, it's going to be better for them in the long run.
Right. What is there? And it's funny talking to such a great meet this year with teams from even a team from Chicago, from Wheaton, Illinois, and the teams from the Kansas City side. And it was funny. One coach was just we talked about how it was amazing how many just great Class 3 programs there are in this area, and how in Kansas City, you've got great regional, but this Jefferson County area and just this kind of everything, the South St. Louis kind of a hub, is just some great track and field history and great programs and tradition. What is that? You think that comes from? What? Any thoughts on where that comes from? The schools and the parents and the supporting it and good coaches, or what? Any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think I really feel like I coach against some of the best coaches in the whole state, and they care for their kids, and I'm not saying that other coaches don't, but I mean they go the extra mile for these kids, and they work hard, and a lot of them were fairly successful when they were younger, and so they're just trying to go to the next level with those kids. And you have to work hard as a coach to beat these coaches, and I think sometimes that's kind of what we're doing with each other, where we're going up against each other all the time, and because one kid's getting better, the other coaches are trying to figure out something, and it really is unbelievable. Just with if you count our district, St. John girls, counting our girls plus the other girls, we probably had 12 out of 25 all-staters, and it's the same with the boys side, and that's from our one district, and so it's been one of the toughest districts for many years. And right now we have a couple of them that are in the Hall of Fame, and probably one or two more that should be in the Hall of Fame. And so just the hard work that they put into it, and the passion, I think that's what the kids really see. They see the passion that the coaches have, and they want to do something. And then the tradition, kids want to be successful at something, and they see a good shot of being successful at something in some of these programs, St. John, Potosi, and just on Herculaneum. And so that's kind of a neat thing. And the real good thing is every one of these guys, they want your teams to be successful too, and they're just good people, and that's what makes them good coaches. Right.
And what tell me about the trip to California last year to taking Drew to run that fast 3,200 or 2 mile out at the Arcadia. Starts with an A there. Tell me about what that experience was like to take an exceptional athlete and go to a big time competition and experience that and have him pull through and have just a great race.
Yeah, it was a phenomenal experience. It's could be once of a lifetime. I hope not for me, but the weather there was so beautiful, and just the scenery and the background, the mountains, and one race right after another. You're seeing just unbelievable times that you see in results, and you're like, wow, that's fast. But when you actually see them run those times, that's a big difference and a big story. And I'm not talking about just the distance, but just seeing girls run the 400 and 200, and just the whole atmosphere there. And the whole idea of going out there, and Drew didn't have such a great earlier in the week race, and so we were kind of going out there. Almost
decided to cancel the thing, it sounded like.
Yeah, I think his dad did. And so, but we knew that he was still in shape and healthy and ready to go, so we took him out there, and we're expecting maybe run around 9:10, and then he got in the race, and he's running at like a 4:30, and he's in the middle of the pack, and just knowing this, the energy of the whole race, and coming through and running a 9:04, it's just unbelievable, and a great experience. He got to see a whole lot of things that he would have seen, and being out in California this time of year, I would recommend it to anybody. So, I would highly recommend it to any other coaches if you got a chance and you have an athlete. For us, it was an amazing amazing time, and I, thank the Whites for allowing me to end on that.
And well, real quick here before we run out of space here, but just doesn't have to narrow it down to one or two, but off the top of your head, one or two of the top highlights from your days running, and then now as a coach. Just we don't have to define it as the best or most memorable, but just one or two that popped to your top of your head.
Well, we finished third in the Nationals in 1990 in cross country, and that was
SEMO,
pretty
yep.
exciting at Southeast Missouri State, and I was an All-American there, and
we just lost it. Hold on here. Okay, back here with Coach Wright, and just talking about a couple of highlights in his athletic and coaching career. So go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry about that.
Yeah. Getting third in 1990, and we were in California where that happened, Humboldt University, and being an All-American on top of that was, a highlight. I think winning the 10,000 meter and the 10K was nice too, because it wasn't expected. So those are some pretty neat things. And just running here at Festus, I got second as a junior, and that was kind of a highlight there. And it's being as a coach, I got to see Alyssa Allison in the 4x come through and run around a 207 and win the 4x8 a few years back.
Yeah.
And seeing Sadie Darnell come through and right at the end, win the race in the 4x8. And Drew, when he run the 3,200 meter as a junior year. I mean, pretty neat events. And these young men that were state champions this year, not a lot of people counted us out, but these kids, they wanted to win. Right. So yeah, it's pretty amazing.
I saw a little practice steeple at the end there with Allison on it. I assume that was her personal practice utility there.
yeah, she did use that, and she did some AAU running in the summer.
Right, she had some great summer high school success.
And so, that was part of her, work that she did. So.
Yeah. Well, thanks for the time today, Coach. Some good performances from your guys and girls today at the Festus Early Bird meet, and we'll hope that the weather only improves from the spring on, and more performances from the boys and girls side from Festus. Thanks for the time, Coach.
Thanks for all you do for us, the running community. Thank you.
All right. Well, thanks.